Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be speaking about the daily buys and how to actually find and construct your daily buys for the next day or the next coming days. So stay tuned so essentially we do have three sectors and this is what we are going to follow essentially. So simply, where's price likely going to reach for? Where's price likely going to reach for? Is it going to reach for the previous daily high, or is it going to reach for the previous daily low? Now, you may be thinking, well, I want to know my bias, so how will I find out what price likely going to reach for? Well, stay tuned and you'll find out soon. If you're expecting a bullish day, then we want a close above the most previous daily high. So if we are bullish in price and we expect the next day to be bullish, we want price to close above the most previous daily high. Vice versa if we're bearish. If we're expecting a bearish day, then we want a close below the most previous daily low. So for example, if price is bearish in price and we expect price to continue coming down, we want a close below the most previous daily low to continue going down. And these are the key points. So the key point is, in a bullish scenario, if price does not close above the most previous daily high, so if price does not close above the most previous daily high, then expect the next day to reverse bearish. So for example, if price is moving up and on the daily chart price does not close above the most previous daily high, then expect the next day to reverse bearish. Vice versa, in a bearish scenario, if price does not close below the most previous daily low, then expect the next day to reverse bullish. Now, that's enough talking. Let's get into the charts. So here we are on Euro USD on the daily time frame, and we can clearly see that, of course, overall price is very bullish. And over here we can see that price is actually failing to close above the most previous daily high. So you can see here we closed above the most previous daily high here, and here, and so many places. However, here price is failing to actually close above the most previous daily high. So what I am expecting is a reversal down. And what am I going to be targeting if I'm not targeting the most previous daily high? Well, I now expect the most previous daily low to get taken and close below. And price closes below. If price did not close below, I'd expect the most previous daily high to get taken. So price closes below the most previous daily low, and now I expect the next day to actually close below the most previous daily low. Again, we want price to close below it. And here price closes below it, and then you just keep going on and on and on until price does not close below. So here we can see that price does not close below, so I'm expecting the next day to reverse bullish and take out the most previous daily high. And over here we do actually have a fair value gap, so price can come into this fair value gap. So this is adding on extra confirmation that price is going to go up. And you can see that price actually comes and takes this high, comes into this fair value gap, and then moves away. So because we didn't close above the most previous daily high, we now expect the most previous daily low to get taken, and of course close below. There we have it. Price closes below the most previous daily low, so I'm expecting price to trade below and close below here too. And then now, so you can see here that price does not close below the most previous daily low. So what are we expecting? We expect price to take out the most previous daily high and close above. However, we can see that these past week or two, we're moving very bearish in price. So our bias essentially is bearish. Now, if you look closely, we can see that we have this fair value gap. So the low of the first candle to the high of the third candle. We can see we have prices came into it and we've moved away. Now, if this was any other scenario, I'd expect the most previous daily high to get taken. Why? Because we did not close below the most previous daily low over here. However, in this case, we have came to a fair value gap, we have wicked into it and moved away. I'm expecting the most previous daily low to get taken. So this, I've already got a video on this, but this is an addition for extra confirmation, etc. And there you have it. So price, of course we override this fair value gap, but it does not matter because we do not close above it. and we also come into this fair value gap over here. However, our bias was right. We closed below the most previous daily low, and we take out this low too. So because we are bearish in price and price actually closed below the most previous daily low, what do I expect? I expect price to come and close below the most previous daily low again. And you can see that price does not close below, but we trade below, so we were somewhat still right. However, if you look very closely, you can see that we do have this fair value gap right, not the fair value gap, we have this order block right over here. Now, we did not close below here. However, usually we'd be expecting the most previous daily high to get taken because we did not close below here. However, because we have came into this order block over here and prices came into it and we've moved away, my actual bias is I expect the most previous daily low to get taken. Why? Because we've came into this order block, we've moved away from this order block, and now I expect the most previous daily low to get taken. And whilst we have bearish sentiment in the market too. And of course, we're still trading inside of this order block. Price not taking out the high or low, so my bias is still the most previous daily low, so this low, and of course this low too. And price closes below the most previous daily low, so expect to close below the most previous daily low again, and there we have it. Price takes out these lows, we close below the low, and what do I expect? I expect price to close below the most previous daily low again. So here, price does not close below the most previous daily low, so I'm expecting the most previous daily high to get taken. Why? We did not close below, and there's nothing supporting price here for it to continue going down. And price takes out the most previous daily high, and we close above the most previous daily high. And because we close above the most previous daily high, I'm gonna keep expecting price to take out the most previous daily high and close above the most previous daily high. Here we do not close above the most previous daily high, so I'm expecting price to reverse the next day and to close below the most previous daily low. Price closes below the most previous daily low, so I'm expecting price to continue and take the most previous daily low out. And we don't take the most previous daily low, so we expect price to take out the most previous daily high. And we can see price does take out the most previous daily high, however we do not close above it, so we expect the most previous daily low to get taken and close below, and we do get that over here, so we expect the most previous daily low again to trade below and close below, and price trades below it and we close below it, so we keep going on, and I'm expecting price to close below the most previous daily low and trade below it, and we do not get that, so I am expecting price to take out the most previous daily high, and we don't take out the most previous daily high, so we are now going to expect price to take out the most previous daily low and close below. And if we just look closely, yeah, we didn't close below the most previous daily low, so I'm expecting price to trade above and close above the most previous daily high. Price doesn't do that again, so here there's a lot of choppiness going on here in the markets. So because price did not close above this high, I'm expecting price to trade below and close below the most previous daily low, and we don't get that again. So we've had a few days where the bias has been a bit off, but we still stick to the rules. So because we did not close below the most previous daily low, we expect price to close above the most previous daily high. And we can see we trade above it, but we don't close above, so we expect the most previous daily low to get taken. And the most previous daily low does get taken, but we do not close below. However, we have this order block, so I'm not expecting the most previous daily high to be traded above and close above. I'm still expecting bearish prices. You can see we're overall bearish in price, and we can see that we have these PD arrays like order blocks and fair value gaps to support price. So because we've came into this this order block, and we've moved away somewhat, I'm expecting the most previous daily low to get taken again. And then there we have it. We have price move away from this order block, and now I still expect price to come below and trade below the most previous daily low and close below. There we have it. Price closes below, so I'm expecting price to continue to close below. And price does not close below over here, and there's nothing supporting price over here, so I'm expecting price to close above the most previous daily high. And people may say, oh, what about this order block? Well, I'm not choosing it. Why? Because this order block is clean. And if we go back, this order block is clean. But continue sticking to the rules. So we've closed above the most previous daily high. So I'm expecting a close above the most previous daily high again. Price closes above it again. So I'm still going to expect price to close above the most previous daily high. Until it doesn't, then I'll be expecting bearish prices. And there we have it. Price does not close above. Therefore, we expect a close below the most previous daily low. Price closes below the most previous daily low. So we expect price to close below the most previous daily low again. And we can see that if you look closely, price does trade just below it, just by a pip. However, we do not close below, so I'm expecting higher prices now because we do not close below. So I expect price to actually close above the most previous daily high. And then if you look closely, we also have this fair value gap. So this is giving us extra confirmation that price is going to come up higher, take out the most previous daily high, and close above and come into this fair value gap while it's doing so. And we don't get that over here. Usually that would be the case, but we don't get it. And then so here we were wrong, and here, because we don't take out the most previous daily high, I expect the most previous daily low to get taken and close below. So we do not close below. So we do not close below the most previous daily high. So because we don't close below, I'm expecting price to close above the most previous daily high. And we don't get that. So I'm expecting price to close below the most previous daily low. Price does not close below the most previous daily low, so I'm expecting price to close above the most previous daily high. Price closes above the most previous daily high. While it's doing so, we do actually have this fair value gap in price. Now, because we've had a close above the most previous daily high over here, I would usually say, well, I would usually say I want a close above the most previous daily high over here. Well, price is actually in this fair value gap, so I'm expecting lower prices. Why? Because if there's a fair value gap, we do expect price to move away from these fair value gaps. So there's no point just being blind and sticking to the rules when you have certain PD arrays involved. So what I do expect price to do is come lower and maybe take out the most previous daily low. And we can see we do take out the most previous daily low. However, we're still trading inside this fair value gap. We do not close below. However, our bias is still bearish because our overall bias is bearish for one, and for two, we are inside this fair value gap, and we are currently respecting this fair value gap. So I'm expecting price to still continue to come down and close below or trade below this previous daily low. And we can see now price is moving away. We're respecting this fair value gap. Look at the wicks. We've not traded above it and we've not closed above it. So I'm expecting price to take out the most previous daily low and close below. There we have it. Price closes below the most previous daily low. So I'm expecting price to close below the most previous daily low again. And we do not get that. So I'm expecting price to close above the most previous daily high. Why? Because we did not close below the most previous daily low. And whilst doing so, we do actually have this fair value gap in price. So that's adding extra confirmation, which should. And there we have it. The most previous daily high gets taken and we close above. And usually, like I said over here, I'd expect the most previous daily high to get taken and close above. However, because overall we're bearish in price, we're creating swing highs that have created new swing lows. I don't expect this fair value gap to get disrespected, so I'm expecting lower prices, and I expect price to actually take out the most previous daily low and close below. And of course we don't get that this candle, but our bias remains the same because we are still respecting this fair value gap. We're not closing above it, this fair value gap, so I'm expecting the most previous daily low to get taken, close below, and then you keep going on and on. I'm expecting a close below this most previous daily low, and we do not get the close below the most previous daily low, so I'm expecting the most previous daily high to get taken. We just missed the previous daily high, but we do not close above it, so I'm expecting the most previous daily low to get taken and close below. The most previous daily low does get closed below, and now I expect the most previous daily low to get closed below again and traded below again, and we close below the most previous daily low again. So I'm still expecting the same. I still expect price to close below the most previous daily lows. There we have it. Most previous daily low gets taken again, and I'm expecting this previous daily low to get taken and close below, and we don't get that here. So what I'm expecting is price to actually come above and close above the most previous daily high, and that would be my bias for the day. I would expect price to come above here and maybe close above. So let's see if our bias is right. And we also have this fair value gap over here, right over here. So let's see what price does. And there we have it. So price trades above this most previous daily high. We do not close above. However, our bias is actually right. Why? Because we are bearish in price. Now we expect bearish prices. Now we've not only got one confirmation, we've got two confirmation. One confirmation is that price did not close above the most previous daily high over here, and price came to a fair value gap and we moved away from it significantly. So now I expect the most previous daily low to get taken and closed below. And there you have it, price does close below. And that's enough for today, guys. And just before I end this video, I just want to quickly draw your attention to something. So if we just look at the overall span of what we were doing, you can obviously see all our lines and whatever. If we just get our vertical line and place it from here, the 18th of July, to here, the 2nd of October, that is about, if I'm right, that is about 76 days. Now, out of them 76 days, we were probably wrong about 6 or 7 times, I'd say. Maybe more or maybe less. Now, the purpose is not me saying, oh, 69 days or 70 days we were right, and 70 days we would have won a winning trade. No, that's not the case, because you need to go down to the low time frame for your executions, for the setup to perform, for the setup to actually present itself. Now, not every day a setup is going to form. Not every day will we find a setup before our draw on liquidity is met. Now, these are all the things you need to take into account. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying that this video and this overall structure and how to find your daily bias in this video is very good, because it does give you a direction. Essentially, it gives you assistance, really and truly, and you know what to look for. You know the direction for the next coming days. You know overall what you're looking for in price. You know the direction, which is actually important. And yeah, we will leave it as that. And that's enough for today, guys. I hope you have learned something from this video. Back test it yourself, forward test it yourself. Add this with the PD arrays. Of course, don't just follow the rules and be blind to what price is showing you. Be subjective to what the PD arrays, like the fair value gaps and order blocks, are telling you. Okay. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Check the description below. My public trading Telegram channel will be linked below. Do join that. I do share gems, tips. I send in all my trades, like the aftermath, etc. Also, my mentorship will be linked below if you do want to join that. My private mentorship will be linked below. And make sure you follow my Instagram, which will also be linked below. That would be much appreciated. And yeah, it's been wonderful, guys. Until next time, take it easy.